Well, hello there and good evening, everybody. On this Tuesday, it is October 28th, and I'm Chris Allen here on the Sam channel, not the Sam channel, 270 weather. Where did that's what it used to be called. Remember that? The Sam channel? Yeah, it's not Sam anymore, is it? That's kind of a bummer. Anyway, this is the 270 weather channel. Thank you. Weather for the 270 area code and beyond. So, it's been a drizzly day. It's been damp. It's been chilly at times. And we expected it to be that way today. I don't think really today added much in the rain bucket, as we'll check some of the mesonet measurements here in just a moment. But I can tell you that tomorrow, actually starting overnight tonight and going during the day or through the day tomorrow, we are expecting much more rain to come. Some of you may pick up a good drenching downpour or two. More beneficial rain is headed our way. And then we're going to take a look at the weekend. But of course, today, before we do anything else, I want to take a look at the latest from the hurricane. Of course, this is Hurricane Melissa. And Melissa did make impact earlier this morning on the west coast of Jamaica. This is the current setup and scenario for Melissa here at 6:14 p.m. on this October 28th, a historic storm, as you can see by this incredible satellite view, no longer has an eye wall. And this is typical of when a hurricane this strong goes over land, it tends to downgrade a bit. But it is still a category 4 hurricane, as it's now the eye has made its way off of Jamaica. Winds 145 miles per hour. It is located now 15 miles east of Montego Bay, which is right here. So the eye wall came up through a little town, Black River. There was also another little town that I think is called White House. Not White House, Tennessee. That's my hometown. But it's spelled as one word and not two words. But it's right in here. Just a little bit west of Black River is where the eye wall came across early this morning. And since then, it has been running through Jamaica and now going east of Montego Bay. And it is just utter devastation, as we thought it would be. Reports coming out of Jamaica, especially western Jamaica, not only total devastation, but no power, no internet, no cell phones. And it's just awful. I've been trying to get some of these cameras to come up, and of course, without communication, as you can see, it says power lines down. You go even further east, and you can't get any of these cameras to come up. And that's pretty much expected with a storm as strong as this one. Yeah. So you see I can't really show you anything. I know there have been some video from people there and some photographs that you probably saw on the network news tonight coming out of Jamaica of the devastation. And it's not done yet. This storm is not done yet. It is still category 4 as of right now. And as it moves to the north and northeast, it's going to cross into Cuba by tomorrow, maybe going right over Guantanamo. So right now it's on that course right there. So it is a mighty powerful storm. At last check, it ranks in the top three of the strongest of hurricanes or tropical systems. And in the Atlantic Basin, not just the Caribbean, but the Atlantic Basin, the Gulf, yes, stronger than, almost as strong as Wilma and some of the aforementioned hurricanes that have been just record breakers and historic in nature. And Melissa, no doubt, also one of those just powerful, powerful storms. And the damage is just, in some cases, unthinkable. So I wanted to bring you up to date on the latest on Melissa. And I'm sure we're going to hear more reports coming, not only out of Jamaica, but also Cuba in the next few days. Okay. We'll go on to current conditions, or actually the conditions from today, as we take a look at the high temperature here in Bowling Green, 62, 5 degrees cooler than the normal of 67, and we had a low of 56. Not much of a difference between the high and the low again today. And just with the persistent light drizzle that we have had all day long, only 1/100th of an inch of rain officially here at the Bowling Green Airport. And it has been one of those just kind of pesky days with the low clouds, the fog, the drizzle, the light rain. Not much going on today. This is the break between two areas of low pressure, the one that came through yesterday and brought us the beneficial rain, and then the second one that's going to come in tomorrow and touch off another wave of rain. And before I go on, let me just say that what's happening to us and the low pressure system coming in has absolutely nothing to do with Hurricane Melissa. Melissa's not even going to get close to the United States. So when I say, and you'll see on the map, there's a low pressure system and it's pushing right in to Kentucky, nothing to do with Melissa. We're not going to get a hurricane. We don't get hurricanes here. It is because I was watching some other coverage today, and there were people asking questions and going, is Melissa going to come to the United States, or can Melissa come through Kentucky? And I'm like, oh, no. Please, folks, educate yourselves. It's not going to happen. It can't happen. Okay. This is not that. Okay. That's a whole different situation. So just keep that in mind. All right. We'll look at the rest of the forecast here in a moment. But first, let's talk about RNR Controls and their capability of getting you outfitted with a generator. Now, the folks in Jamaica probably don't have quite the access that we do. In fact, I know they don't, to the kind of generators like Generac generators. Now, maybe some of their hospitals or maybe some of their government buildings may be outfitted with generators like a Generac. Here in the United States, we are very fortunate to have people like RNR Controls, which can come out and install a brand new generator for your home or your business. And let's say, for instance, you already have a generator, they can actually maintain that for you. Even more, if you have a Generac generator that you bought from some other dealer, but you would like R&R Controls to come and maintain it, preventative maintenance, they'll do it. They'll take it on because they are the genuine Generac installer, sales, maintenance, you name it. The Generac name is synonymous with R&R Controls. And if you need financing, right above my head, All you got to do is talk to R&R Controls about getting financing, excuse me, for your Generac generator, and they can take care of that for you. And as you see right now, there is a sales event that Generac is putting on, a free 10-year warranty with the purchase of a brand new generator. That's going on now through November 7th, so you don't have very long to take advantage of that free 10-year warranty that's going to come with your brand new generator. And of course, when you purchase it from R&R Controls, you're naturally going to be set up on a schedule of occasional preventative maintenance. So when the power goes out, it's going to come on. It's just how it works. 270-777-2024. That's the number to call. It's right there in the top of the screen. 270-777-2024. Get you a Generac, get you the authentic article, and get you the power of R&R Controls taking care of your generator. Because with R&R Controls, you'll never be without. All right, let's go back and show you the latest of the hurricane, Melissa, before we get to our weather. And this thing is showing some rapid redevelopment. Looks like another eye wall is trying to form. So that's something that is certainly going to be watched as this thing heads for Cuba in the next 24 hours or so. And I'll have the latest on it tomorrow morning when you get up and watch News 40 Sunrise at 6 a.m. All right, we move on back here at home into the 270, and we check temperatures, which have been chilly all day, well below normal. Normal is about 68. We were at least 10 degrees cooler than that, maybe even more today. Right now, it's in the upper 50s, mid to upper 50s across the area. How warm did it get today? Not much. Upper 50s to low 60s. How cool did it get today? Well, probably about where we are now. Yep. Low to mid 50s for low temperatures. So not much of a change from the high to the low today. Now we check rainfall. Let's go since midnight. It's light. Most everybody only picked up drizzle or a brief light rain shower today. 600ths at the Corvette plant and at the Ag Expo Center, about that much pretty much everywhere, except for Muhlenberg County in Greenville. They picked up almost a third of an inch of rain. Some of that came from yesterday. In fact, we go back past 24 hours, and you can see that some of that did come from yesterday. The heaviest rains, which were left over this morning from yesterday, were in far eastern Kentucky. Some half-inch amounts and even more there. All right, so how about the wind? Currently, the winds are coming out of the east at around 5 to 10. Let's go on to the forecast for rainfall. And here we go. Yep, we're going to get another soaking. Another deluge of rain is coming in overnight tonight and during the day tomorrow. At least an inch here in southern Kentucky. Some of you 1.5 inches, and some spots may even get up to 2 inches of rain. 2 additional inches of rain on top of what you've already received. And some of you have received 1 inch from yesterday. And then just a little today, but you're going to get 1 inch to 2 inches tomorrow. It is going to be a wet Wednesday. Big time wet. So just plan on it. It is going to be that kind of a day, damp and chilly, but wet, and even maybe a little windy at times tomorrow. Let's go to the maps. We go day by day. Here is this evening showing, well, trying to get some light rain and some of the drizzle being picked up, but especially west of Bowling Green this evening. Here comes the next area of low pressure, which will arrive very early tomorrow morning. And notice the tight gradient here. The isobars, they're tightly packed. So the winds are going to pick up. So it's going to be a wet and windy Wednesday. How do you like that for alliteration? All the W's put in there. Wet and windy Wednesday. So here it comes. Low pressure system moving in. When you get up in the morning, get the kids off to school, get yourself off to work, it's going to be raining. I don't really foresee any thunderstorms. As I mentioned yesterday and the day before, this is not a very convective type system. And by convective, I mean thunderstorms. I just don't see it. Here comes the low. It goes down into the Boot Hill of Missouri by 7 a.m. tomorrow. Then moves into West Tennessee by 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Then keeps on going. This time it's going to go down toward Huntsville, Alabama. And notice there are two lows. One is a surface low. The other is a kind of a upper low. And they're not really stacked. They're separated. So this enhances the moisture, and therefore we get the rain. And the rain will be with us even through tomorrow evening. Now, as we get into Thursday, the parent low, moves through East Tennessee, East Kentucky, and into West Virginia. Well, that is going to throw moisture back into our area, and it's also going to be breezy as that low departs the area. So on Thursday, look for breezy conditions, cooler, and showers dissipating as we go through the day. Here's Thursday evening. Here's Bowling Green. We begin to clear up. There still may be some leftover clouds, drizzle, but skies will begin to clear from west to east. Exactly when that happens is in question, just because of the leftover moisture behind that low pressure system. As we get into Friday, this is Halloween and the last day of October. Here comes a cold front. This is where the cooler air comes in behind it. We go into Saturday, the front begins to fall apart, but it's still going to be a decent wind coming in from the west and northwest as you go out trick-or-treating on Friday night. Here we go into Sunday. Did I skip Saturday? Okay, that was Saturday. So Saturday looks good, okay? Saturday will be dry, but here comes another system that comes in pretty fast with another hit of rain. This time, not as much rain. It will be, any amounts of rain would be light, as this is a very fast-moving system that'll come through Sunday morning. Into Monday, here comes yet another system, this one over the Great Lakes, but a warm front will be draped to the south of it and down toward Bowling Green on Monday morning with some showers, and then another trailing cold front behind it. For Tuesday, high pressure builds in and the showers are gone. What about after that? Is it going to stay cool? Let's see. Here's a look at the model blender, and check it out. The next couple of days, only in the mid-50s. Then we do see 60s, even mid 60s to upper 60s by the end of next week, next weekend. Um, this weekend, you can see we go from 60 on Friday, that's Halloween, as skies clear, and we get down to about 40. That number may have come up a couple of degrees, but I still think it's going to be sort of in the mid 40s when you go out trick-or-treating Friday evening. Then we get into Saturday, Sunday, low 60s, and then lows around 40. Next week, more into the mid 60s, maybe even upper 60s, and lows will be primarily in the 40s. Not bad. That. All these numbers are about where we should be for the beginning of November. So that, we should be able to deal with that. I don't think that'll be anything too bad. So, all right. Not bad at all. Okay. Well, that should do it for this evening, this Tuesday evening, with your weather update. Again, for Jamaica, Cuba, at any point beyond that Hurricane Melissa is going to wreak havoc with. I mean, just so many thoughts and prayers for those people. And, as I mentioned last night when we were looking at this before it hit, the infrastructure there, the structures, the homes, the businesses, restaurants, shopping, it's not like it is here in the United States. It is, they do not have the standards of building standards against storms and things like that. It has been a long, long time since Jamaica got a direct hit from a hurricane. And so I'm sure they've gone for a while thinking, it's we're lucky. But now I think they're going to, and they're already finding some just incredible devastation, catastrophic. That Category 5 hurricane, which is now Category 4, and who knows what it's going to do to Cuba. So they need to be in our prayers as well. All right, I'll be back in the morning for News 40 Sunrise at 6 a.m., then again at 9, and then again at noon on WNKY. In the meantime, thank you for watching and supporting 270 Weather. God bless you, and have a great Tuesday evening.